Fire away.
LD Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ. Last time you guys played Washington, it felt like, especially in that second half, O-line was really able to impose their will and get Rashad going. What memories do you have of that, about that, your unit kind of clicking and really being able to accomplish that?
That was definitely probably my favorite game of all time. Just it's up there with the 77. But just the 20 play drive or however many plays felt like 20, and just having to score. It's wet. It's hard to throw the ball. Gotta run it. So it's kind of like they know we're running it, we know we're running it, and still being able to do that, it's an amazing feeling. So I feel like as a group we had some great plays that game, and physically dominant. And that's why that was my favorite game. Yeah.
When obviously two very different rosters from last year, very different climate, but can you take anything away from that game and apply it to this Saturday?
Yeah. Thing is, last year we played them at their place. This year we play them here. We were able to get the job done last year, and now I feel like even though we don't have the same personnel up front that we do last year, we have some strengths in some areas that we didn't have last year that we're trying to work through and just make click. So that's something that I'm optimistic about.
What are those strengths?
Just like I feel like we have a better athleticism from left to right completely. Like, granted, guys like Kellen and Donovan were super athletic, but now I feel like Ben Scott is a really good center. Yeah, we're getting to use him in a way where he's more comfortable, and just athletically, I feel like we can move up front.
LaDarius, how big is that going to be? Because I know against Stanford 2 weeks ago, I mean, that's a defense that had 8 sacks coming in. But when you see him on film, obviously not giving away the game plan, but seeing on film, how do they how do they mix up their pressures? What challenges do you see with that?
You said Stanford?
Well, Washington
they
had
played
8
Stanford.
sacks against Stanford, and then
Okay. Yeah, we do a lot of things differently than how Stanford does them. But watching them, they do have some talented guys on the edge. They bring some good stuff, and just 8 sacks. That's I didn't know about 8 sacks. That's crazy. But yeah, don't plan on that being us. But yeah, that's wild.
when you look at the end of that too, but are there some things that you've seen on film that you feel obviously you can take advantage of? Because last week it seemed like, I mean, X got off to a pretty good start running the ball. You were able to move the ball on USC. What kind of confidence do you take out of that game? Yes, I know it's a loss, but confidence do you guys take out of that game as a building block?
Definitely there's some things, some positives we can definitely take out of that USC game, even though we fell short to what we wanted to accomplish. We saw some things that we did well, that we want to get better at. And with this team, they play a lot differently than USC does. So the game plan, I mean, it might be different, might be the same, but it's different things you can do with people that play you differently. And so it's just, we saw some things that we felt like we could take advantage of playing USC, and but now we see different things. They play a lot different than they do. So.
And then what's your thoughts of, Emory in general, obviously every game, but are you as an offensive line starting to feel even more comfortable with him, and do you feel he's more comfortable within the offense?
For sure. We just need to protect him, but we have extreme confidence in Emory. Just the way he works and attacks every day, the way he talks about film, and he's poised in the huddle, great leader. It's something that we like, and we can always go to bat for a guy like that, and it makes us you should want to protect him even more, I feel like. So.
You're heading into Game 3 under Coach Iguano. What sort of changes have you seen in the offense versus the first couple of weeks this season?
I do think we've been more aggressive at times, and just the attention to detail. Not saying Coach Herm wasn't great or anything, but there's just I feel like Coach Iguano has been harping on the details a lot, and that's really helped us out. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of people can fall short based off of details, and with having Coach Iguano, we've been able to do that a little bit better. Still not to the point where we want to be, but it's been a progressive climb.